Yawma idhin. Yasduru. Say yes. Duru. Yes. Afwan. Yes. Duru. Yes. Duru. Okay. So now we're going to make idgham. We're going to make idgham. I can go ahead, right, Makeen? Okay. We're going to make idgham of the tanween with the ya. So we won't see this the regular ya. We'll see a shadda on the ya. The shadda, the sign of shadda, will let us know that we don't say yawma idhin. We have to enter this into that ya. So we get ready to say the noon. In the mushaf that you find from Indo-Pakistan, they'll put a little noon sometimes there for you to see it. That's only if it's going to be idhar. If it's not going to be idhar, you won't see it. Okay? So it'll be yawma idhin yasduru. Yawma idhin. You see I extended it, right? That shadda strengthens it, so I give it an extra sound. An extra length, I should say. I give the ya 2 sounds. How long is a sound? A sound or a haraka, I don't know if we covered this before, is the amount of time it takes you to open your finger or close it. A, ba, ta, tha, ja, ha, ha, da. That's how we do it. So it's ya. But now we're saying idhin, right? Idhin ya. Okay, you said it? Idhin ya. So I says 2 yas, right? Idhin, but when I don't say idhin, I say idhin. I get ready to say that noon. Then I go to the ya. Idhin yas. Say it. Idhin yas. Idhin yas. See, that tongue has to go up. When you say that sawd, it goes up into the front. Remember that. That's why we say learn the lessons in order. So when we get to tajweed, he's not saying something new. He's saying what you already knew. Yeah, I'm playing with words, you know. He's saying something you already know, I should say, basically. Okay? Which is, when you make the sawd, you raise your tongue up into the front, right? So you say, aus, aus. You see your tongue is up into the front, right? So you say, yaus, yaus. It don't say yaw, but it's yaus. Because the sawd sound, which is itbaq, which is the round mouth, doesn't affect the infitah, the fat of the ya. So you're going to say ya, right? But now you're saying yaus. So a fat is going to, an open mouth is going to an itbaq. So say yaus. So now say yawma idhin yaus. No easy, and I caught you. You know, yawma idhin yaus. I got to apologize to my Portuguese brothers. It was an African. Not stuff with light. Yawma idhin yaus. What you have to do is consciously stick your tongue out. That's what you have to do. And when you do that, you always, that's why we go over here the exact point of articulation, where you exactly put your tongue. So it's yawma idhin yasduru. Yawma idhin yasduru. Yasduru. Yawma idhin yasduru. Yawma idhin yasduru. Now what people do, and they think it's cute, and some people, you know, I can't say think it's cute, that sounds facetious. They think it sounds good, and it may sound good to those who don't know. Some reciters, they extend these points, okay? So they'll go, yawma idhin. I'm being, what do you call it, exaggerative, but, you know, they do that. They go, yawma idhin yasduru. Nah, we can't do that. How long should we last it? 2, right? It should be 2 lengths. It's the same as those people who go, yeah. They've added 3 fathas when it's supposed to be yeah. You understand that? And it may sound, well, it sounds good. No, if you do it because you got emotional and it was a slip and you're reciting and you lost your voice for a second, so you had to catch it, that's not considered a big deal. You know, Jalla ma la yashu. Allah is the only one that doesn't make mistakes. Okay? However, if you did it thinking to beautify the Quran more than Allah beautified it, then it is haram. Okay? It is something manhiyun anhu according to the people of Adab. Because you added letters to the Quran. Okay? And that's why we have to discipline ourselves. You know, when we were younger and didn't know any better, my father used to listen to jazz. Okay, my father's non-Muslim, so I'm not broadcasting a Muslim sense. But he used to listen to jazz, and, you know, we used to listen to it in the home as children, not knowing any better. And we used to think, oh, that was great. This is, you know, beautiful. And he used to say, no, it only sounds good if they can hold the note, they used to say. Those people who break the note and stuff like that, that's because their voice is not strong enough to hold the note. Likewise with the Quran. The best tajweed is the one where you hold the note properly. Okay? And you don't have to do anything else just to keep yourself there. I told you the difference between the mutahafiz and the hafiz is that the hafiz knows how much air he needs to get through that ayah. Okay? And that's what it comes down to. Having enough air. It's even tied to his eating. He knows how much energy he needs and how much liquid he should have drunk in order to come up with the proper sounds in reciting the Quran. It is that detailed. I know different huffaz in Africa who won't eat certain fruit and they won't eat certain nuts because it makes their voice a certain way. Okay? I forgot what that brown root nut is. You know what I'm talking about? The red one? Cola. The cola. You know, you see people, they won't mess with it. Because it's going to do them. Okay? Okay? So now he said the cola. Now, you have that, right? Alhamdulillah. So what we're going to do here is Yawma idhin yasduru. Yawma idhin yasduru. Yawma idhin yasduru. Yawma idhin yasduru. That's for the yeah. And I spent a lot of time with that one. The other one is very easy. Okay, here we have the word men. Say men. 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 Here we have a noon with another noon. That's why I said this one is easy. Right? A noon with another noon. How many noons are there? Sheikh Muqbil used to ask questions like that. Rahimahullah. He used to say, how many noons are here? There was an ayah that had 45 noons. Someone asked to go to the bathroom. He said, no one can go to the bathroom until you tell me which ayah has 45 noons in it. You should have heard the people go, I'm trying to get it. And then finally, they got it. It's the ayah of hijab. But we'll go here. And he says, Man nasha'u. Now here, how many noons are here? I can't hear you. Don't be scared. Three. Okay, there's three. 1, 2, 2. Right? So that's 3. Everybody see that? Because that shadda means what? To strengthen that one. So we strengthen it with another one. Okay? We strengthen it with another one. So that's 3 noon sounds. How long are we going to hold that? 3 times. Well, actually, it's going to be like 3 or 2.5 or like that. So you say, Man nasha'u. You don't go man-nan. You don't say man-nan. Once you touch it, you don't break it. Okay? Because dakhala shay ala shay. You entered the noon into the other noon. And that sound, let me go back. I didn't mention something. This is always ghunna. So when you say ayn, you hear the air that you're holding in your nose, say ayn yadrib. You feel it in your nose? Okay? Now say man. You see, that's ghunna. It's all in your nose. You're holding it. Man nasha'u. Man nasha'u. Okay, so that's one. You entered the noon onto the other noon until it became very, very strong. And you said it loud like that. The next one, I don't think we need to spend much time with this one because it's easy. Okay, because it's a noon sound. So let me go this one. I'll do another yawma idhin because this other one, we say hittatun naghfira. Here, naghfir lakum. I don't want to use that example because in Warsh it's different. So I'm going to use the yawma idhin again, okay?